Hello and welcome to another great episode of the Weekly Report with me, Faraji Kevin. Now, sasa I'm telling you, this week has been a very, very beautiful week. The past week has been an exciting one, full of news, and I hope you have been well. I hope you've been enjoying yourself throughout the week. Now stick around because this show is going to be a really good one. Now, the guest that we'll be having on the show tonight is none other than Jama anaitwa Alliwah David. And Alliwah David, HSC. You must put that title there because it is earned. It is like a doctor or an engineer. You cannot call someone jina yake without mentioning that he's an engineer or he's a doctor. So that one you must mention. Yeah, so now, Alliwah David, our guest, is here right now. Let's just welcome him. Alliwah David, how are you doing? And where are you right now?
Of course, I'm in the capital city, 254, Nairobi, Kenya.
Yes.
So I'm just within the country. I'm not very far. I'm within the country. Faraji, it's nice seeing you, man.
Yes.
And also, I'm humbled to be part of the Weekly Report.
Great. Good to see you, bana. It's been so long. It's been miaka mingi sana tangu tupatane, but then tuko hapa tushapatana tena katika hizi streets. Alliwah David is anaitwa the Palace Boy. We know him as a prosecutor pale ambao wanaonanga vioja mahakamani. He's also a very great actor on stage, and let me just show you a part of things that Alliwah does. Alliwah is a renowned performing creative artist on stage. He's a film actor, gospel musician with now about 5 albums, having launched his first album in 23rd November 2002. Alliwah David HSC was decorated by the president on 20th October 2002 as the SHUJAA with a head of state commendation. This was the years that he's been inspiring the young talents in Kenya, including some of the big shots like Felix Oduor, that is Mzee Jalango mwenyewe, Lynn Ngugi, Daddy Mato, Jackie Winja. All these guys passed through his hands. That is at the Phoenix Theaters. Now, Alliwah David is a founding and managing director of the Phoenix Theaters Ensemble, and right now Theatrix Arts Ensemble. Exactly. I don't know where I got that name, that other one. And he sits as a director at Performing and Audiovisual Society, right? Society of Kenya. That is and you also do something for Priska, Alliwah. Tell us about that.
At Public, right now it has changed from Priska, Performance Rights Society of Kenya, to Performing Audiovisual Rights Society of Kenya.
Oh.
But of course, this is a collective management society that helps in collecting royalties for artists in the country. And so there, I'm a director. I'm part of the board at Theatrix right now.
All right. And then you also host TV programs at Kenya Institute of...
KICD.
Yes, KICD.
Yeah, at KICD also, I host a number of programs, one of them being a geography program, a history program. I'm also a bit of a historian. I love history and a bit of geography. And also a program that more talks to the youth.
All right. And you're also a graduate. Anyway, ni mtu umesoma, yani na si ati tunaringa, lakini wewe ni mtu umesoma.
ni muhimu kama I want to believe it's important. Also guys know that acting or creative industry is a job like any other job. You also go for papers.
Okay.
But we still do this though.
Great. Thank you so much, Alliwah, for joining us. My laptop is here jumping ones are jumping all over. I don't know who is hacking me. But the show goes on. Now, on to our first story, and we are going to the first segment of the show, and that is... Great. On to our first story. The first story that we have this evening is all about Nairobi City County. The Nairobi City County versus the famous onaitwa nani ya jamaa the famous
HSC.
the famous Kenya Power. Now, I mean, it was a messy last week where we saw Kenya Power switching off power at City Hall, and then City Hall guys deciding, you know what, guys, we run this city, we run this town, so we're going to show you what we're going to do. And then they actually went and poured takataka at Stima Plaza. And then I thought that was actually the end of it. And then later on, they actually went and poured the other things. Yani sewage.
Oh my God.
Hey!
Waste.
One
is a funny one, because you see, most of us know Kanjo. Kanjo. All of us know about Kanjo, and of course, some people say better ushikwe na polisi, but
yes.
Kanjo.
Yes.
And to me, one of the things that really amazed me, because I've also heard the speech by the president. I don't know if the president was trying to sanitize the governor Sakaja, Madimples, Ngubimbwekze. I don't know kama alikuwa anajaribu kumsanitize by saying that when he was in church, in a church that is Jesus Winner something church in Githurai, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
He talked about I lauded Sakaja for apologizing and even taking steps as a man, and he said that is leadership. To me, it was a shocker that I thought this was government, and government would not behave funny to another wing of government, because I thought that this is one thing that they would have even talked this out and ironed this out. So it was funny. Kumbe sisi na kationga stima, pia wanaweza katia gava stima. In a way, of course, the county government is government. It's government. Is the lower card of government at the end of the day. So it was a shocker. Then look at this. Somebody takes waste, garbage, and takes to the doorstep of KPLC. To me, that was uncouth. Was as soon as that was uncouth, backward. I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Uncouth was actually the words used by the Nairobi County Governor, Johnson Sakaja, where he actually apologized for that. He actually apologized for that. Let's go on. He actually apologized for that. Hold on. He actually apologized for that, and this is what he had to say.
I approached Kenya Power because a lot of the bills are historic. There are bills from City Council, there are bills from the first county government, the second county government, but government exists in perpetuity. I cannot say that those are other people's bills I will not pay. We started with Kenya Power, and I said, let us do a verification of what you're claiming from Nairobi. We did a joint verification exercise, Chairman, for a number of months. If you look at Annex number 11, because they were claiming 3 billion from the county government. And I said, it can't be 3 billion. What are we selling? After that verification, the bill went to half, to 1.5. The document is in section at Annex 11. It is signed by both Kenya Power and Nairobi County Government. What we found was that there were some meters that Nairobi had been paying for that are not in Nairobi County. There are meters in Turkana. There are accounts in Kisii County, accounts in Kiambu County that the county was being charged. There was some.
All right. Just pause it right there. Pause it right there. So now.
Kumbe si ati tu wameshawazoea.
Watu wa Kiambu, tafadhalini, na watu wa Kisii, tumekuwa tukiwalipia stima bure. Tunakatua stima kwa sababu yenu. Haki. We can't accept. Mita ziko Kisii.
Leave my Kisii brothers alone, bro.
No. Alliwah, we can't accept that. Kumbe mita zimekuwa ziko Kisii na Kiambu. No bana.
it's a funny thing, Faraji.
Yes.
That people complain, by the way. There's a very, very many faces of the whole argument. From when you look at the side of Sakaja, them almost getting to where most of us usually are,
yes.
whereby guys complain, "You umeongezewa stima." I know a guy was talking about $1 million at stima only. They're supposed to pay 1 million. From where? What have you done?
Wow.
Exactly. And this is now what, of course, we have a problem with governance and how we are looking at things. But to me, again, Nipoa, when they are fighting that level, so at the end of the day, these guys, Nipoa, when they are fighting that level, so at the end of the day, they can now come and know, kumbe kitu si mchezo. How did Sakaja or the county government found out that they were to pay 3 billion? Then they go there, show them some, do I call it malpractice or something or whatever, and then now it's 1.5 billion. What about a normal guy who does not have a tractor, a garbage, kupeleka kumwaga mbele ya KPLC? Because those guys, when they come, wanakuwa na vichwa ngumu sana. I'm not trying to justify what happened, but
yes.
You can just imagine all this play out, so that we can now, sometimes we can say it's a blessing in disguise.
Okay, I hear you.
A blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise. Just hold it right there. Moving on. Now, that was Governor Sakaja today. He was summoned by the MPs, and then as he was summoned, he actually decided that he was going to crack the whip. Apart from apologizing, which he actually did, he actually apologized. I think we have the video. Yeah, he actually apologized. Please. Yeah.
I'm grateful, and I don't take for granted that members are here in good numbers. Indeed, this is an issue that I think captured the attention of the whole country. It's a very unfortunate situation that has us here. When I look to my left, I see the leaders of our security agencies who really should be protecting Kenyans elsewhere, right now. And we have many challenges. And so allow me to, at the outset, even before getting into the details, the dumping incident at Kenya Power headquarters was completely uncouth. It was wrong. It was it was something not sanctioned, Chairman. It is something that the government does not do.
There he is, he says, and he apologizes for that. And wacha tuseme tumemsamehea ama namna gani?
Tumemsamehea.
We move on. We move on. But then still, the msamaha did not just come like that, because there are people who actually had to be interdicted for that. Let's keep moving. People are interdicted for that. Now, one person was actually summoned by the DCI.
Our good friend.
Was our good friend, the Environment Chief Officer, Bwana Geoffrey Musiria. Unajua jamaa amekuwa mkali sana. Musiria was na wakisi anyway. Now
Musiria is okay.
Yeah, Musiria was actually summoned at the DCI because of that. And so we actually hope that things are going to iron out well, because they said someone
Faraji,
yes.
Let's accept this is a script. In the script, poor sana.
How?
So you want to tell me when all these things were happening, the governor was not aware? A big thing, such a massive move whereby it is the vehicles, the truck, the big lorries of the county moving from the county, whatever, parking and going all the way to a big place like Ngara. All that time, this guy was not aware. To me, some people now are being sacrificed. If I would say, some people are being sacrificed, and maybe the best would have been fine. Guys, find these other guys.
I think some people still had to be sacrificed from the way I look at it, because heads had to be
The
rolled
script.
kidogo. Yeah, heads had to be rolled.
Heads up, hard to roll.
Heads had to be rolled. Heads had to roll. Now moving on to the next story. Now we have the former Kiambu governor.
Your video, I can't see your video, bro.
Sorry. Let me just sort you out. All right, there we go. The former Kiambu governor. Former Kiambu governor, Governor Ferdinand Waititu, is a man under siege and is a man really in problems right now. I mean, he's being charged and sentenced to 12 years, I think 12 years in prison for a graft case, a 588 million graft case, where he's accused to have embezzled about 25 million. Now, also, along with him was also his wife, who was given a bit of a lighter charges. So now Governor Tita has been denied bail pending the hearing of his appeal against the 12-year term. Do you think, Alliwah, this is political, or do you think Waititu is just paying for the things that he did?
I remember behind the scene I told you that in a call I told you that I would wish and I would want you to read a book called The Samaritan, which is right now a set book. And of course, this takes us back to things like An Enemy of the People. You know me, I'm talking about the scripts that I've been writing. I've been directing.
Yes.
An Enemy of the People by Henrik Ibsen. And there is one thing that is so confusing sometimes. I say loosely that all these politicians are cut from the same cloth. And sometimes you're unable to know exactly when it's political or when we are truly following justice.
Okay.
Because mostly the problem with our political scenario and our country is timing. It's timing. Because look at the timing. You see Waititu, Baba Yao, as we knew him.
Yes.
Was more agitating for Wamunyoro.
Yes.
He was our Wamunyoro person.
Yes.
More going to Kiambu again. Of course, he's vouching for Kalonzo and those kind of things.
Yes.
And so sometimes you ask yourself, why now? But of course, at the end of the day, as we want to tackle corruption, if it's corruption, then let's go for corruption.
Yes.
If there's a truth in it, I don't believe that we need to spare some of these guys. And although now all of them will say, oh, Kabila yetu, it's political, which hand, and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But I don't know how we can be able to put it so clearly without interfering with the arm of justice that at the end of the day, these guys are held accountable. Remember, this guy has vied before. Yes. He was a governor. Was he a governor?
He was.
He was a governor.
Yes.
So many of these guys,
he had the most exciting tenure. So he's the one who said that instead of houses, people being told not to build along the riverbanks, the rivers should be moved. Yes, the rivers should be redirected.
Yeah, so you see, the problem is that right now, towards, this is not the first MP going for this longer period. You remember Waluke?
Yes, yeah.
You remember Waluke? Waluke was also in for a longer period with the wife or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how that case ended. Maybe you being at your position, you might be having data here and there. So the problem is only as we are moving to 2027, there is maybe sanitization.
Yeah,
once sanitize somebody and somebody else is going to go down because it's politically incorrect, not correct.
There are only two sanitization points in this country right now. If you're not a visitor in the city, you know. So I would urge Waititu bana 25 million peke yake. Wewe tafuta ile sanitization point and then uende tu ukasafishwe. Pigwe poda kidogo hivi.
But me I'm saying iwe unajua kama mimi prosecutor katika vioja mahakamani sisi usema na iwe funzo kwa wale wote ambao wana tabia kama hii.
You said it. Moving on now. Now, this story doesn't seem to actually end in this country. This is a social health authority, otherwise called SHUJAA. Before it was NHIF, then it was SHIF, then it was SHUJAA, then some people used to say it was SHUJAA, then. But anyway, I mean, it is what it is. So for the very first time, yes, for the very first time, the president of Kenya has actually come out to actually accept that SHUJAA actually has challenges which they are actually addressing. We still have many people who actually, some people are saying that SHUJAA is working, and some others still complain that SHUJAA is not really working for them. And for the very first time, the president actually of Kenya agreed and said that they have challenges. And this is what he had to say just a few days ago when he was at a church service. Listen in.
Kwa sababu it is the biggest program tuko nayo kwa taifa la Kenya, pengine itachukua muda ishike laini, lakini believe you me, it is going to work. Believe you me.
Yeah, he said that it is going to work, and still, as he was talking about SHUJAA, I mean, he was still condemned for other things. First of all, even before we go to the other stuff that he was being attacked on, as you can see on the video. Let me ask you, have you had an experience with SHUJAA?
Not yet for now, but of course I have friends, some of them who have proudly posted that it is working, but many of them it is the opposite. But I would say that issues to do with health, to me, I came firsthand and I saw how this thing can help. When we were doing, when there was NHIF in 2021. My dad was very, very sick. 2020, and we were at KNH, Kenyatta National Hospital.
Yeah.
To the last minutes of my old man, when he passed on, I knew how good NHIF was, because it paid everything. I was just told, hakuna kitu unalipa, wewe sasa ni kumove yeye to the morgue.
Wow.
But it helped me, because by that time, you remember that it was Corona time. We just come from Corona, so a lot of our jobs were not there.
Wow.
And so coming to SHUJAA, listening to the president, I think it's unfortunate. This is a president that but because the many promises, the many things, most of us will say there was no really need to cut from NHIF to SHUJAA. Maybe what they would have done is to change, to just work on this NHIF. But you see, again, a new government comes in with new ideas, and they would want either, the only issue that I have a problem with, I don't know if it's an African problem, but you can even hear it in counties. When one governor leaves, the other governor who comes in, they want to.
Oh, sorry, we just lost Alliwah David over there. We'll be getting back to Alliwah David right now. And as we're just getting back to Alliwah David right now, as we're connecting to him, now, the president was also under fire because of his contributions in churches. He was under fire because of his contribution in churches, and that was after he himself actually said very well that they have wamekomesha michango kanisani, but then again he still went on ahead and did something over the weekend. Let's check that out.
Najua nimelaumiwa mara nyingi sana kwa mambo ya matoleo kanisani. Nyinyi mnajua. No state officer or public servant shall participate in public contributions or harambes going forward. Wakati tunamtolea Mungu, hatumpatii binadamu. Si ndio? Matoleo tunayotoa sio kwa sababu tunampatia Bishop Mwai. Hatupatii congregation hii, tunampatia Mungu. Mimi mwenyewe nitatoa milioni 20 kwanza.
All right. Now that was the president just this week, the past weekend, and he gave out 20 million to a church, and which is a directive that he had actually cancelled himself. Many people are asking the question that was that correct? Was that perfect? I mean, 20 million to a church, probably that money could have been used for something else. That's what many people really think. Probably that money could have been used for SHA. Ama namna gani? Yeah. So that is many people's views on that. Now, there are people who actually added their voice to the SHA drama, which is also valuable input. Moving on, that is the governor of Homa Bay County, Honorable Gladys Wanga, and this is what she had to say about SHA.
You know, people just say bring back NHIF. But remember, when we had NHIF, only 6% of Homa Bay people were able to actually access treatment. Now you have 40% of Homa Bay people able to access treatment. There was a lot of shenanigans at the back. And you remember we had an inquiry in Parliament about just the amount of fictitious claims that were being laid out there. So if you asked me, should we bring back NHIF? I would say a big no. If you ask me, should we fix the gaps in SHA, which is reimbursement on time and system downtime, I would say a big yes. Please, let's fix the places where there are problems. And SHA, by the way, now is reimbursing every 2 weeks, giving some money. It's only that the old debts perhaps are also not being, serviced or in good time.
So ODM's position to the social health authority is a thumbs up?
Thumbs up, but fix the problems. Fix the gaps. Any new system will have gaps. Fix them. If you fix them, if you manage to fix them and communicate it, we will have the most revolutionary health system that we've ever looked for as a country. Just fix the system downtime and reimburse facilities, whether they are faith-based, whether they are private, whether they are public, reimburse them on time. And by the way, Latif, to reimburse these monies, and there's a third thing I'm going to mention, reimburse them on time, but you see the money, people are paying a lot of money. I'm personally paying quite a bit. I'm sure everybody here is paying quite a bit. But people are saying, where's the
value
for our money?
Yeah.
So create, and what people are missing is the NHIF super cover, where you had a bit of an enhanced cover for, to be worth your while. So I think we have to go back. I know that SHA said we are not having an enhanced cover. There has to be an enhanced cover to provide value for money for people who are paying more. So that if I pay SHA, I also don't have to go back again and pay a private insurer to keep insuring my health care.
Let me ask you, Governor.
Those are the things.
So you are contributing to SHA yourself?
Yes.
As Gladys Wanga.
Yeah.
Is the taxpayer also helping to contribute for private insurance for you?
No. Yes, of course. In terms of, if Homa Bay is paying for private insurance, yes, the taxpayer is contributing.
Okay. So then why are we paying for you for private insurance and for this SHA at the same time?
So that's what needs to be corrected, so that the SHA has a facility that covers for everything. And that's my position on the matter, that there has to be an enhanced cover to be commensurate to the person paying a lot more money.
Then
All right, that was Governor Gladys Wanga and having an input on SHA and what she actually feels. And she said it very, very categorical that, I mean, going back to NHIF is not an option. And NHIF was not an option at the first place. It had challenges, it had its own challenges, but then SHA is actually better, that just needs to be worked on. And I mean, that's good input. And well, let's see how it's gonna be. Let's see how it's gonna be. All right. Now, as we're still waiting for Alliwah to join in, moving on to the next story. Now, this is the Vatican City. The Vatican City actually, the Vatican City gave out a statement and said very well that Pope Francis is no longer needs ventilation. He's very stable, and I mean, we thank God for that. We thank God for that, and we've been praying for him at least. so that apone haraka haraka he comes back to serving the church. All right. I don't know if Alliwah is back. Is he back? He's not yet back. He's not yet back. All right. Still getting to Alliwah so that we can get Alliwah back on the show. But then now, because I really do not want to, I really do not have, forgive me, I have to get Alliwah. It's on. Let me just get to Alliwah. Here's a bit of this show, yeah? All right, as Alliwah is joining us now, apart from when as much as that was happening, when the Pope was actually unwell, some people decided that seat must not remain vacant at any cost. And so some Kenyans decided they are going to send a candidate to start campaigning for the Pope, for the Vatican seat to be Akwe Papa. Now we have our own Papa Roma, but then you're back. Thank God. You're actually back at the right time. I'm sorry about that.
Are you saying I'm back from Addis Ababa?
You now
born very fast.
now, Alliwah, the story that I was just talking about, I was just going into, was that let's just go back. Is that the Pope Francis actually no longer needs ventilation? He's actually okay. That is a statement from Vatican City. But then, as you were saying, just before he actually became well, some Kenyans decided that seat should not remain vacant for any reason. Now that our own did not make it for the AUC chairmanship, they decided, why not? Why not? Why not? I mean, why not? Why not? Why not?
I have my reservations.
Pope Raila Amolo Odinga, right? and Alliwah, just hang in there before you even give me reservations, because you don't know what happened. You don't know. Let me show you what happened before you give your reservations. How the campaigns were. This is how the campaigns were. I can't watch the whole of that video. Pause it. I can't watch the whole of that AI generated video. I mean, Alliwah, you see, that was such a moving
I just love being a Kenyan. Oh my goodness.
That was a moving campaign. That was a moving campaign. I mean, I almost feel like if
Did you just say a moving campaign?
It was a moving campaign. I mean, I feel like had he spoken, he would have sounded like that Swahili Jesus from Tanzania. You know that Swahili video, ile movie ya Yesu ya Kiswahili. Wewe Batimayo, mbona una mashida? Mimi Yesu nimekuja kukomboa.
Batimayo.
Pata macho.
Batimayo una shida. Batimayo. Sasa Batimayo.
I mean, now you said you had your reservations. What are your reservations?
One, I would really want to make a joke with a very serious thing, especially as a Christian. Of course, I wish Pope the best, and he get well, a quick recovery, and of course the many Catholics, waumini wa Katoliki. That it's also my prayer that the Pope gets well. It's been a long one. I think the joke mostly maybe it's just to relieve tension
Yeah.
as Kenyans. So Kenyans have to be creative with every other thing at the end of the day. So we want really to comment a lot about Baba, and I think Baba has had his fair share of every other joke in this country.
Yeah.
At the time, I imagine what he thinks, but I think I want to believe he's a strong guy. He's always been a very strong guy to face all these things.
Yes, he is. Well, that's correct. That's correct, Alliwah. Now, moving on to our next story. Now, you see these two guys. This is the UK Prime Minister. He's called Starmer, I think so. Yes, Starmer.
Starmer, yes, Starmer.
Yes, Starmer. And that's the
Starmer.
French President Macron. Now,
Macron.
UK and European leaders have joined forces to draft a peace deal or a peace plan for Ukraine. That is in bid to try and end the war in Ukraine. That was after Ukraine has been under attack, rather, was actually forced into war by one man called Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. Now, this comes in the wake of a very heated, tough times that was happening in the Oval, that is the White House, because the Oval was almost becoming square. But then, one journalist said that in the years ever since he started covering the White House, he has never seen White House like that. Now, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Now, sorry, just pause the video. Now, this is what the UK Prime Minister had to say about the meeting that they actually had as European leaders in actually working on a peace plan for Ukraine to be presented to the US.
I met President Trump last week to strengthen our relationship with America, an indispensable partners in defence and security. And it's why this weekend I've been hosting European leaders here in London to work together for the security of the United Kingdom, Ukraine, and Europe as a whole. Through my discussions over recent days, we've agreed that the UK, France, and others will work with Ukraine on a plan to stop the fighting. Then we'll discuss that plan with the United States and take it forward together.
All right.
The purpose of today's
They will
meeting
discuss
was
a
to
plan
unite
and take it forward. I will discuss a plan with the US and take it forward. Moving on. Now, that was after a very heated debate. The way the Oval Office saw a crazy times in the last week. Please, let's move on. Now, this was the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, was actually invited to the White House to discuss a peace deal where the minerals from extraction of minerals from Ukraine were actually involved. That was in return and a show of gratitude for the power and the force and the machinery and the bulldozers and the guns and everything that were actually supplied to Ukraine. Now, that was not a very good conversation, as most of you have actually been, did actually see that. It was a seriously heated debate. We had a glimpse of it, and we just picked a part of the video.
This thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that. But I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
2014.
Yeah. So
All right.
he killed.
Let's just pause it there.
Yeah.
Now, if you get to watch the whole of that video, I mean, that was a seriously heated debate between J.D. Vance, the Vice President of America, Donald Trump, the President of America, and Volodymyr Zelensky, the President of Ukraine. And at the end of it all, a deal was not reached. They did not sign the deal because, I mean, Volodymyr had to leave. The place was very heated. Let me ask you, Alliwah, was all that happened at the White House, could it have been done in a better way?
First of all, you know who is in the White House today. Mm-hmm. Trump is a bully. He's a super bully, and you can even see to the large extent that he's even influencing the European Union. Mm-hmm. I thought maybe the European Union would stand and say, no, we will isolate you, Trump, and follow our way, because initially everybody had decided to support Zelensky
Ukraine, yes.
and Ukraine. But it seems as if, for the way they usually say that when America coughs, kila mtu now gets sick, and now the superpowers are now thinking. And come to what happened in the Oval Office. Of course, when you talk about those good historians, when you talk about Ukraine, these are all kids of the Soviet Union,
yes.
The bigger Soviet Union,
yes.
Whereby now you have the Ukraine and those kind of things.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate. Personally, I've been a pro-Zelensky any day, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. I've not been a pro Vladimir Putin, mm-hmm. because I believe Putin is also another bully on the other side of the world. Mm-hmm. But again, of course, Zelensky has really tried. Mm-hmm. Of course, he's an actor, he's an entertainer, also mm-hmm. an actor, mm-hmm. and
he was.
We can relate. He was an actor.
Yes.
You see, once an actor, you're always an actor. You never change in a way the way you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
And so this is a strong guy. And whatever happened, you remember if you saw the entrance, if you saw the video of the entrance, and Trump even talking about the dress code of this man. I mean, today he's dressed up. Mm-hmm. What was he trying to say? There's a guy who has just said something that we think that maybe this was brought into the open for us to see. But it is said most of the African leaders, when they go to that Oval House, they are really humiliated. The humiliation was not necessary, but I like the way Zelensky was showing this guy that I'm also a president like you. I'm also a leader at the end of the day. It was not necessary on the side of Trump to belittle another great leader who also has his own following. Yes. They have their
duly
own
elected.
Country. But I believe Zelensky did it well.
Let me ask you. Do you think actually probably Zelensky knew exactly what was going to happen, and do you think it's going to actually blow up on Trump himself, having that now the European leaders actually held a summit and reaffirmed their support to Ukraine and Zelensky? I mean, does that make the White House look bad?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Just repeat again, Kylie.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear you?
Yes. Question is, do you think that the whole of that, the drama that unfolded is going to make White House look bad, having that now Zelensky went and approached the European leaders? They had a summit and agreed to actually support him, reaffirmed the support, and actually helped him, or actually that together worked on a peace deal. Is this going to now blow up on Trump? Because Trump said he wants peace. Zelensky does not want peace. Now, with a peace deal that is going to be presented by the European leaders together with Ukraine, what else will he have to say?
But the clip you've just played, brings something so different. During the day, we were also told that Starmer from UK had told Zelensky that he should work a way out to go and meet Trump. He should work a way out and go and meet Trump. From the clip you've just played, you see that there is a whole thing to support the idea of Trump. That at the end of the day, they are saying they're going to work a way out, the European whatever forces and allies, to be able to help Ukraine end this thing amicably or in a peaceful way.
Okay.
This only means that they think that when America coughs, Trump has said something, the European Union are trying to see how do we do it without really isolating America. Okay. You know, America, of course, they are superpowers, and so there's a way that everybody, in a way, needs them. I thought maybe they would isolate Trump and his bully bit, but the way you are seeing things, and from the clip you played,
they actually said that it has to be sent to him.
They are buying to what Trump was saying. In short, because for those international viewers of this program, we say it ni umetokwa. Watu polepole wanatoka wanamtoka nani? Zelensky. Zelensky anatokwa tu.
Okay, so now I see your point. Now, Zelensky's dress code, you've mentioned it has been it was also a point of debate, and that was after one journalist actually attacked him because of his dress code. This is what happened.
Second question. My second question for President Zelensky. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, you have problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting.
I don't have such. I will wear a costume after this war will finish. Okay. Yes, maybe something like yours. Yes, maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
Now that was him. That was him talking about wearing a costume. He actually called suits a costume, and I actually laughed. That was a good one. Now, as far as that was concerned, this is so much of double standards. I mean, you cry about Zelensky not wearing a suit in White House, going to the Oval Office, which is the highest office in the land. But then you have our own Doge guy. All right, this guy never wears a suit when he goes to White House, to the Oval Office. He never. I mean, he actually
double standards.
Double standards. He actually addressed a cabinet meeting. This is what happened. This is what happened in this cabinet meeting. Play me that video.
And I should say, we will make mistakes. We won't be perfect. But when we make a mistake, we'll fix it very quickly. So, for example, with USAID, one of the things we accidentally canceled very briefly was Ebola, Ebola prevention. I think we all want Ebola prevention. So we restored the Ebola prevention immediately, and there was no interruption.
All right.
But we do need to move quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that is... That was that over there. Let me ask you, Alliwah.
Yes.
Did these guys wamefika mahali where they really just despised Zelensky? I mean, this is probably how I would ask it straight up. Wamedharau jamaa kabisa.
Colonial mind, colonialism. I don't know what the best word to use. That's why I don't know if you've heard what is happening in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is where we have the military guy.
Yes.
Who has decided to change the colonial those judges' wears, costumes.
Yes.
To have their own African. Of course, Willy Mutunga also was trying to do something when he was the CJ in Kenya.
Yes. And
Willy Mutunga was more pro. Can we have our own African way of doing things? Mm-hmm. And that's why this guy is called Levy or somebody who was talking about how African leaders are always treated. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why it was very belittling. And again, as you said, unlike maybe the Joe Biden era, this is a double standard. By when you see Elon Musk never wearing a suit, why are you questioning this other guy? But as I'm saying, I think Zelensky tried so much to show people how we should fight for sovereignty.
Yeah.
That they should respect how we are. You have come from this country, and this is the way we are, and this is the way I was accepted. I'm not going to bow to your way. I'm also another power at the end of the day. So to me, it's those superpower, whatever, big brother, big Sam, Uncle Sam syndrome.
Someone actually said that the only mistake Zelensky was actually making was not wearing a cap written "Make America Great Again." I mean, you just wear that cap and you get away with it.
And have you noticed that Elon Musk there almost resembles Trump?
I mean, in fact, right now in America, they actually call him the president. The president, Elon Musk. He's the president. He's the president right now. He's the president. I mean, look at the posture. I mean, no, just let's go back to that photo. This is Trump seated, and this is Elon Musk talking to people at the Oval Office. Let's go to the next one. Now, this is Elon Musk in a cabinet meeting, standing mahali kwa kona, addressing a whole government, plus the president just seated there listening to him. Guys, I mean, body language and all that.
Money talks.
Oh, money, okay.
Facts.
All right, sawa. I see. Moving on to the next story.
The guy can pay all of them.
Now, after the drama that was happening at the Oval Office, many people were actually wondering what could this other friend of ours here be thinking and talking right now from wherever he is, far away, Vladimir Putin in Russia. And someone actually just tried to bring out people's ideas, people's thoughts on what Vladimir Putin could actually be reacting, or his reaction towards what was happening at the White House. This is it.
You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you.
Alliwah. Is that
Putin must be the happiest man right now?
Correct,
things
right?
Things are working his way, and of course, why even the war delayed for a long time? You remember that there's a bit whereby Trump said if it were not America, that war they would have been crushed within 3 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Some truth there,
yes.
Because you see the support that Zelensky has got from
Europe and US,
Joe Biden,
yes,
and the allies was great.
Yes.
It really crippled some of the powers of Putin and his army, to the point you remember that Putin, Russia had to borrow soldiers from, is it North Korea or South Korea?
Yes. Some
join
from,
in. So
it was actually North Korea. Yeah.
North Korea. So as per now, you would say that Putin is a happy man. He feels like he's winning.
I think most of the North Korean soldiers who are abroad were actually very happy because it was actually their first time to interact with the internet. There's no internet in North Korea. And they
were killed.
Yes, and the moment they interacted with the internet, they just went to porn sites. I'm gonna say it outright. Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did. they actually, North Korean soldiers were actually accused of watching too much porn the moment they were in the battlefield.
They were accused of watching too much porn.
Yes, because of interacting with the internet for the very first time in a very long time. Kim Jong-un does not joke with them. Yeah. He does not. Moving on to the next story. Now, we really hope that the three leaders are going to actually come up with a peace deal at the end of the day. We don't want war, we want peace. Now, back to our local story. This guy here, our very own Kimani, Ichung'wah. Let me tell you, by the way, Alliwah, every man needs a woman with a character the same as Kimani Ichung'wah. Sijamuita mumama. In no way I'm saying that. The reason I'm saying that is because
they say in Swahili ashakum si matusi.
Ukweli sio matusi. Jamani. Yani, I want a woman who's going to defend me the way Kimani Ichung'wah defended the president. I mean, he put his life on the line for the president and the Kenya Kwanza government in international TV. Who would not want such a bae? A bae. Wouldn't you?
Oh my goodness.
Let me you have something to say.
That interview was on I was unable to watch it. I think I watched it 3 times because one, I was shocked. I didn't know this guy is trying to piece words to fit in to try to defend what he knows, does not know.
But let us just give them a glimpse of what actually happened, so that for the ones who are behind mukuona interview, wacha tuonyeshe kidogo what happened.
This is what Human Rights Watch said last year. Bodies of people showing signs of torture continue to turn up in rivers, forests, quarries, mortuaries. The authorities have yet to investigate or prosecute anyone for these crimes. Kenya has a history of police brutality and lack of accountability for serious abuse.
So
that's Human Rights Watch.
You want to believe what Human Rights Watch said, not what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
I'm going to believe a human rights group over a politician who started by saying, I won't give you straight answers.
It is their take, Mehdi. It is their take, and I didn't come here to give them.
I mean, Mehdi just went out. He was just like, yeah, I'm going to believe what the human rights are saying of a politician who came and just said that I'm not going to give you straight answers. Now, I mean, Kimani Ichung'wah was under fire, but he took it. He took it in. And I'm like, hey, he took it, man. He took it. But then there was also a very funny scenario, because the Kenya Kwanza government was actually being accused of living a lavish life. Lavish life in an economy where tunaambiwa tutumie austerity measures. Austerity measures. And these were the shoes that one of the panelists actually noticed that Kimani Ichung'wah was actually wearing, and this is what she said.
Measures. By the way, very nice red bottom shoes.
All right. Now, if you didn't know, the red bottom shoes were actually suspected to be Christian Louboutin shoes, which cost roughly about 122,000 Kenyan shillings. Yeah.
That's pocket money for a politician, man.
That's pocket money, you see? That's pocket money.
That's pocket money, man. Africa, our motherland.
I mean, that was a big one. Now, Alliwah, moving on to the next segment. Now, this is going to be a beautiful segment. Now, on to the political news this week. We start with the recent activities that has been going on at the PLP, People Liberation Party, a new party that was launched by Honorable Martha Karua, Senior Counsel. Huyo anaitwa mama mkali sana, the Iron Lady in this country. She's launched a new party called PLP. Amewachana na ile ingine na Kenya ile ya maua. Tumeenda sasa, tuko katika love, tuko katika upendo, tuko katika umoja. She said purple stands for love. Love, we want to be together. Now that is how the headquarters look like. I mean, I think they look okay. I mean, yeah, and
good color for the Iron Lady.
Yeah.
More representing a lot.
Yeah, good color choice. I mean, and then now moving on. Now that was what happened, and probably this is what Dani had to say as just a short speech in her launch.
In order for Kenyans and every child to access quality health care, Ruto must go. liberate our education. Ruto must? When I say Ruto, I mean Ruto, what he stands for, and his entire regime.
All right, just pause it there. Ruto must go, and
moja.
with his
Ruto
watu yake
na
wote.
vibaraka wake
Wote. That's what he said. And I mean that meeting was actually filled with too much banter. Na watu walichongwana pale vibaya sana. Let's keep moving. Watu walichongwana pale bana. There was the senator.
This guy.
The senator. Senator Methu. Senator Methu just decided
to.
Yes.
Naguru.
No. Alliwah, just chill. Let me just play you what he actually said.
Unajua Mheshimiwa William Ruto alienda huko North Eastern. Akaleta maneno yake akasema barabara itaanza Mandera. Barabara itaanza Mandera, iteremke Modagashe, iende Samatar, ifike hapa Koturo, ifike Isiolo, ifike mpaka hapa Nairobi. Nyinyi mnakumbuka? Kwa sababu ya hiyo kazi mbaya William Ruto ametufanyia, hata na sisi tunataka kumlipa hivyo hivyo. Sasa barabara yake na safari yake 2027 barabara ianze State House, iende Westland, ifike Naivasha, iende Nakuru, iteremke Sarga, iende mpaka Eldoret, imalizikie Sugoi, aende atiende.
All right, I mean, my guest.
Habana koja tumeelewana.
Now, I'd ask you a very straight up question. Do you think the opposition faction led by Munyoro, Dani, Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, Martha Karua, and now wengine wote, Morala Kebaso, do they have what it takes to take on Raila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto? Should they, peradventure, in a scenario, in a conundrum, that they come together, do you think they have what it takes to attack and to bring down the duo?
When I watch what is happening right now, and some of us who have been very keen on the Kenyan politics, it might zoom you back to the early 90s of Ford original, and how guys were trying, the Kakas was trying to come together, the Kinashikuku, and the many guys, and of course when Jaramogi Oginga Odinga was even being promised to go for this thing, and then of course you go very fast to 202 when now Kibaki, when we went to where guys were in Uhuru Park, and then the Kibaki Tosha thing came into being. We have a moment here. Of course, you'd say at one point the president has so much to do in 2 years, because as per now the scorecard is on the negative. Sometimes you don't know if to wait or not to wait.
Okay.
The biggest problem to me with the carcass that we have right now, for lack of a better word, is that what do you want to replace? That's the problem with our Kenyan politics. We only want to replace an individual, not with good policies, but just to do away with an individual. And we find ourselves here because no one was so keen to know who we are bringing in. When guys were talking about people like Igade in Nairobi, it was about Madimples and the good English. No one, you even get shocked when you hear Omunyoro saying that he was inspired. He's inspired so much with now the PLP leader. So right now, this Ruto must go brigade. It more depends on how they're going to play their cards. Okay. Remember, on one side, we are talking about two very strong, do I call them shrewd politicians?
Shrewd politicians, yes.
Raila is known.
They have not
Raila
come together yet.
I'm just saying, if we're talking about two very strong, shrewd politicians, two very. I'm not talking about the combination. These are shrewd politicians. I was telling somebody, I'm part of the guys who was in the beginning saying that I wish Raila got the AUC seat, so that at the end of the day we can do away with him and now remain and deal with us without Baba Amesoma. But right now, we are having now the man back.
Bas.
This is a man who has learned like the back of his hand what Kenyan politics is. Now, Ruto, the President Ruto, is a very good student of Moi combined with Raila.
Hey.
What is he planning? What is he planning? We don't know. So, as these other guys are planning, if these guys come together, if this guy
but
guys
Gachagua
come
is also
together,
a student of Mau Mau. Do not forget.
Okay, okay. I would want Omunyoro might be a good student of Mau Mau, but I'm only saying the Mau Mau war, the Mau Mau Bush war versus now these other Schulz 21st century kind of politician will only be a good battle to watch. But I'm just saying they need to plan themselves well.
Okay.
Because if Raila and Ruto comes together, it's another very different thing.
Hold it right there. Now, moving on. Gema and Kamba are coming together. They're coming together. They're saying we want to come together. But then, some statements that they have been making are making some people from Nyanza get worried. This is what Wamunyoro, son of Mau Mau, said.
Kalonzo ni mzee kidogo kuliko mimi, ni wakili, ako na experience ya kutosha. Anajua. Mimi huyu Ruto ndio ninamuelewa zaidi. Fahari ya kuzamisha mimi niko na funguo. Nyinyi msijali, mutulie. Nyinyi muungane. Na tukue marafiki. Na juu ya kupiga kura pamoja, tufanye biashara pamoja. Na tuoane pia. Tunataka tukue Mount Kenya moja. Let us unite and we join other Kenyans as one group.
Pause it. We have no problem with every other thing. Mkifanya biashara pamoja, lakini hapo kwa kuoana. Ai. Mnawacha Wakamba.
Kwa nini?
Wajaluo mnawacha Wakamba. Mnawacha Wakamba. Mko sure? Hey. Mimi acha niketu na kina Wamunyoro.
but let me tell you, you can't wish out Wamunyoro. You can't wish out the former deputy president.
Yes.
He has some points. He had some very good points at the end of the day, because the reality on the ground is what he's talking about. And it's only how he's going to coalesce with these other tribes that will matter at the end of the day. He has a point, and that's why even I want to believe the guys who are scripting on Kenya Kwanza side, they must be looking at some things. What is their hit points? What are the points that this guy is bringing strongly? You remember that at one point it was about your pay slip.
Yeah.
I don't know if that we're going to use that as a pay slip thing, but if we talk about the pay slip too, we're going to feel the heat. Okay. But so Wamunyoro cannot be wished out. But now, of course, the Kamba dalliance with the Murima, it is something to watch, because I'm trying to imagine how Kalonzo becomes the senior political leader in that arrangement. And so, if you don't give Kalonzo, where do you land? But remember, in one of the interviews again, Wamunyoro said clearly his first bet would be Raila Odinga. If Raila Odinga comes the other side, again, I will fear to have a 207 kind of scenario. Because if Raila comes the other side, you can imagine what will happen. Wamunyoro already has said they are going to give him, they have already done their research and known that Raila usually votes at 10 a.m. Then by 8, even before Raila votes, he'll be made the president. Meaning, again, kupita katikati yao can work. Okay. Kalonzo will just jump the other side, and maybe if now give.
Okay. We've lost Alliwah again. All right. Now, as we're getting Alliwah back on the show, now going back to okay, as we're getting Alliwah back to the show, just let's just go back. Yeah, as we're getting Alliwah back to the show, now this has been one of the things that has been happening in the country, as Alliwah was just alluding to. I mean, the combination of katikati ya UDA and ODM, which has been such a imeleta shida sana. It has been a very big problem because many people still do not believe and do not want ODM and UDA to come together. That includes some of the very strong ODM politicians who have come out clean and said that Baba has not announced anything. Raila Amolo Odinga last week, throughout the last week, ever since he came from the AU, has been moving from one county, one region to the other. He was in Western for the ODM at 20, I think so, at ODM at 20 celebrations, anniversary celebrations. He came to Nairobi. He's been in Mombasa, I think, the other day. And all he says that he's going around collecting views, collecting Kenyans' thoughts, and he has promised one thing. He's promised that those were his words. He said that this time round he's not going to let Kenyans down. Well, let's see what that brings. And for the very first time, we could see the diehards who are standing on the side of not having broad-based government, of ODM going for power as it is going for the whole cake, not a broad-based government, going for the whole cake. They have started softening their stance, and someone like the Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna was actually had saying that he will follow whatever Baba says. If Baba says left, we go left. If Baba says right, we go right. That's a statement that even anaitwa nani, Governor Gladys Wanga mwenyewe alivyosema. Akisema right, right. Akisema left, left. So we'll wait and see what happens. And moving on to the next segment. This is the next segment.
Back.
Great. Now, good to have you, Alliwah, back. Sorry for the disconnection. Now, on our trending topics this time round, this is the first time our show is actually.
I hope I didn't say something bad.
No.
We cut off.
You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. On our trending topics and our trending stories this week, the first daughter, I think we call the first daughter. Yes, first daughter, Charlene Ruto.
The first daughter?
Yes, the first daughter, Sindio. The first daughter. I'm right, eh? The first daughter. Charlene Ruto was actually walking around in Mombasa and having a stroll.
In a matatu.
In a matatu. And this is how it was. Can you just Yeah, so as she was enjoying the matatu ride, his father was also busy enjoying strolling Mombasa, but then the scenario was a bit different. Yeye alikuwa katika, unajua sasa ni president bwana.
Harakati.
Yeye alikuwa katika harakati ya mambo mbili tatu hivi, and then this is how he was roaming around akipewa mashawarma. The next video please.
No, hii ni kuku. This is kuku chicken. Yes. Samaki tunataka kufanya choma choma. Hapo ndio unaunda maji. Hapo ndio unaunda. Inatumia umeme, hii inatumia gas. Inatumia gas. Yeah. Tunataka kufanya, we want to bring this place to life. nyumbani, at least na sisi pia tupate wale wazungu wametukimbia, they come warudi hapa. Tumefanya
Yeah, so that was what was happening last week. Mombasa ilikuwa inafurahia wageni ambao walikuwa wanatembea kwa matatu, kwa barabara. The whole government yote, serikali yote ilikuwa iko Mombasa, and that was very, very nice. Now back in the city, we had a very big concert going down here. Burna Boy was in the city, and I mean, the big concert. I can't remember the name. It's just skipped from my mind. But then one thing about this concert that we actually all picked, and I know Alliwah is going to be very is going to react to this sana, was Burna Boy came in and had his sound and his crew flown in. Yani backline yote na FOH front of house, all of it was brought. Let's just play that video. Let me just show you how it was. Yes. No, that yes.
Yes, we are blessed, but it's harder to see sometimes. Trying to find my peace of mind.
Yes, you see that?
How could you be so blind,
Alliwah, do you see that?
I can see it next level, man.
You know, someone said, Abel said that unajua umefika wakati unaona wazungu ndio watu wako wa mkono.
Imagine.
Au ndo nakuletea sound na kuwekea.
Wanakuoffloadia.
Au ndo na offload sound.
Odiero.
I mean, that was seriously expensive. But then, that is what Burna Boy did, bana. He brought in the whole sound. Aliangalia hivi akaona hizi sounds za Wakenya hapa easy to trust.
Yani, by the time, yani vitu zikikwama ni zangu zilikwama.
Yes, at your story, at your...
But you said that this is an A artist, bro.
Yeah. The African
because
giant.
You see, Joy is the lady who was organizing all these things.
Oh.
If you know Joy very well, you know, some people have been wondering who was behind this. Those guys who know Joy has had more than 21 years of experience. Joy was formerly, those years when you were also there very actively, under DJ Kev. Kevin Mule of Energy Radio.
Yes, Energy.
So Joy has hosted top artists of the world in this country.
Wow.
So Joy now right now I think is operating alone under Mad Fun or something.
Yes, Mad Fun.
And
yes,
so Joy
Mad Fun experience. Yes, that was
Joy knew the game, and of course, unlike all the other concerts we've seen and talked about, according to the views and those guys who attended, everybody was satisfied. No one is complaining that this guy got more than 100 and something million bucks.
Chris Brown was the one who was supposed to be coming to this concert.
Pardon?
Chris Brown was the one who was supposed to be coming to this concert.
And then he said that years make. We don't have a stadium. We don't have a stadium.
Hamna stadium sasa, hamna stadium. Serikali ya ekro ya hamna stadium.
Did you see the moment AFCON was postponed? We are told everything was postponed. So I'm only imagining if this is Burna Boy, then Chris Brown, quote unquote, maybe is ahead of Burna Boy. What was it to bring in? Although he did a very wonderful concert in South Africa, deadly concert in Mbofu, in India. So I don't know, but let's give credit where it belongs. Burna Boy,
yes.
Being managed by the mother. Somebody said if you are managed by your mother or your wife, you're on the other level. Modi is managed by the mother. Burna Boy managed by the mother. Who is managed by the wife?
And who manages you? No, we are going to get your manager. We are going to get, for those who don't, we are getting your manager very soon. You cannot deny. You know, viewers, in this economy right now, it is an abomination for someone of the caliber of Alliwah HSC state commendation to be managing himself. It is not fair. So I'm challenging everyone, every other person around him. What were Theatrix Arts Ensemble? Munafanya kazi gani hapo? You people should be fired.
No, I have. Let me correct this message.
Yes.
I have a team around me that works 24/7. They have even made sure that I'm what you're seeing right now.
Na kama guardian angel, kama guardian
my
angel,
red card will go down,
hivi, bado hujaona kipita hivi useme hii si ni huyu tu hapa ama anyway,
Alliwah pande.
Alliwah, no. We will not accept that. Now, for those who do not know, Burna Boy's mother used to work with one of the greatest musicians. Actually, she is known as the father of Afrobeat, Afrofusion, Fela Kuti.
Nani? Fela Kuti.
Yes, Fela Kuti. And that is how she gets to be really good at. She got to be really good at managing the son.
Faraji,
yes.
Faraji, there was also something that Burna Boy is a descendant of that family. Your family.
Yes. Fela Kuti.
Fela Kuti.
Yes, yes, and as we give Burna Boy his flowers, we also want to give our own their flowers, Sauti Sol, Luya Hit.
First of all, just before you go to Sauti Sol, yes. I loved the way the combination, the way Burna Boy respects our own.
That's good. Yes, I agree with you.
Oh, that was great. That's when I felt that was now a concert.
Yes, that was a good one.
Go to Sauti Sol, bien.
Charisma,
good friend.
Charisma, Luya Hit, Ben Sol, they did a good job at the show. And also Sauti Sol, thank you so much for representing our vocals at the just concluded Tres Music Awards that happened in Tanzania, where Tanzanians
winning.
Tanzanians
the best East Africa.
Auto-tune ilikataa kufanya kazi. Kwanza kwa performance ya ule mjamaa. Auto-tune ilikataa kufanya kazi. Mario, auto-tune
Mario and
nani alizima auto-tune?
To bien, congratulations. That's a great guy. Any day.
Let me choose peace. Moving on to the next story. Moving on to the next story. Now, yesterday was actually on Sunday, we had the very glamorous Oscars at 97th Academy Oscar Academy Awards. That was happening at California, LA, Hollywood, LA, California. And this event saw the independent film known as Anora. Anora, the tale of sex worker whose marriage to the son of a Russian oligarch quickly unravels, was the biggest winner at the Oscars on Sunday, scooping 5 awards, including Best Actress, awarded to Mickey Madison for her role in the film. Anora's Sean Baker was the first person, actually is the first person in history to win 4 Academy Awards for the same film in one night. I mean, give me the photo of Baker. Sorry. Just before I give you the photo of Baker, that was Mickey Madison, the lady that you just saw. She won the Best Actress award for her role in the film Anora. Let's just get a preview of how the film looks like for Alliwah Netflix Jalipwa.
Yo, did you pick up milk?
Do you see milk in the fridge?
No.
Then I didn't pick up the milk.
Wonderful, thank you.
Hi, I'm Annie. You don't have cash? Let's go to the ATM. Well, we could go chill out in a private room.
I got a kid who wants someone who speaks Russian.
My Russian is terrible. I can't even roll my R's.
No.
Я просто хотел тебе предложить. Ты хочешь быть эксклюзивно со мной?
15 cash up front.
All right.
Joe.
Yeah, that's a trailer, Anora trailer. And as I was saying, Sean Baker was the first person in history to win 4 Academy Awards for the same film in one night. Please, let's move on. He scooped the Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Editing. Now, together with the Best Actress award that was awarded to Mickey Madison, the movie Anora altogether scooped 5. Let me just ask you, Alliwah, what is the reason? Just before we play that, what is the reason? What do you think African films are getting it wrong? We didn't have many nominations.
Still, maybe people would I don't know how using marginalization as a word would not really be a work, but maybe sometimes we find ourselves almost at a Zelensky-Trump kind of moment.
Okay. Hold it. Okay, hold it right there. Hold it right there. That, you just mentioned the Zelensky moment. And now, guys, just as a by the way, one person also got an award, and that was, of course, Zelensky himself for the highest paid actor in history.
Tell me that is the content.
No, of course he did not. But I mean, look. I mean, he's
I almost bought that.
I know. He was an actor. He was an actor. And you are the one who said in your own words, once an actor, always an actor.
Yes, he's an actor.
I mean, and so which actor has been paid so much? I mean, the past season. I mean, look at the money. So.
Oh, Baradi.
Anyway, guys. So as you're saying, Alliwah, what do you think is the trick? Just one trick, even if you're talking about marginalization, just one trick that African countries can do and they have nominations at the Oscars.
Sorry for those guys not fans of football, but we need to do something that football has done. Okay. Whereby now even the other outside world, they look at Africa. That's why they port from Africa. We have our own African Cup of Nations and those kind of things. Do we have an award, a continental award that can attract everybody to Africa? Of course, we have the MVCA in Nigeria, but do we have a serious continental award that can bring us to the levels that when guys look, because you remember even our own president admiring and saying that Oscars will come to Nairobi and those kind of things. Why don't we have our own coming to Nairobi? Why don't we have our African thing that can attract? By the time now we are meeting at the lack of a better maybe word at the World Cup level, which maybe let's say it's Oscar. We'll have this year. We almost have Oscar to be more representing Hollywood. So to say, so if we had maybe the arrangement that maybe football has had, whereby now you can imagine the moment we usually have Africa Cup of Nations, every other player who is playing in the African, the European, whatever, or those other leagues, they come back to Africa and they respect that time even they have holidays. It's a window for the African teams to play. So if we have our own continental kind of respected award, we will reach a point whereby now, because we are talking about selling Africa.
Yes.
Let's have our own Africa. The push from Nigeria, for example, the West Side is so tough. They have pushed it. They have ensured that there's something that is Africa. You look at what is happening in South Africa and even our own country, Kenya. There's a lot of push. Despite that, also we're talking about Kenya. We should at least we should be looking at why are we using a lot of guns in our production. Kila kitu umewachwa na dem, toa gun. When was the last time you saw that? That's a story for another day. But we are just saying, the more we are our own, the best way to now infiltrate to that market or those kind of stage is by us having our own. You see, like Lupita, Lupita is ours, but look at Lupita. She recognized herself as a Mexican before now she goes to be Africa. What Kinabianas are doing, they're going into Tres. Tres has had to have an African chapter.
Yes.
Tres has an African chapter. Yes. And that by doing that, they were able now to give African acts a stage. And I want to believe when that thing was, Tres was happening in Zanzibar, the Chris Brown of this world, whatever, they're watching our own and saying, wow, I've seen Bien, who is Bien? So you cannot go and have an award or an award is that world-class stage with the first in those developed countries, and most of us have space. One or two guys will be able to penetrate in, but most of us will not be there. So to me, using the football kind of jargon, having our own continental Oscar, maybe even Oscar they need to calm down. They need to have an Oscar and calm down.
But I agree with you. I know you're going to say that Oscar should have an African chapter, but then no, I agree with you. Let's just stick to us having our own. I think that really works very well. Moving on to the next segment and the last segment of the show. This is the history this week. Now, all right. Now, we talk about history this week. Now, you see that photo over there, that photo over there.
I love you.
Gen Z wengi hamjui hii story, lakini wacha tuwaambie. Hawajui story Gen Z wengi, wacha hamjui hii story. Now, history this week. Today in history, a couple of years ago, my script has just decided to do the thing. Let me just get it here. Boom. Today in history, President Mwai Kibaki calls for a press conference to declare he only has one wife. That is Lucy Muthoni. Over a decade ago, former President Mwai Kibaki called a press conference to declare that he had one wife. This was in response to First Lady Lucy Kibaki's protest that the media was referring to one Mary Wambui as Kibaki's second wife. Kibaki, who's now deceased, rest in peace, expressed his frustration after a former politician mentioned his rumored relationship with Wambui on television. There are rumors that they had married under customary law dating back to 1970. Now, kama Gen Z, I got you. Wacha niwaplay video, muone vile kulikuwa.
This is my wife, Lucy. And I want to state something that I have wanted you to hold dear and permanently in your heart.
Hold it dear in your heart.
You know, and I know, and everybody else knows that I'm married and I have only one wife. And everyone in Kenya knows it. But the media keeps repeating about my having another wife or wives. I want to make it very clear that I have only one dear wife, Lucy, who's here, and I do not have any other. And anybody who knows me and knows my family and knows how I live, they know I have only one wife.
All right. You know. And I also know. And everyone knows. And everyone who knows me knows that I know, that we know, that even you know, that I have only one wife. One. Let me tell you.
One wife.
As I told you, Alliwah, as I told you, I want every man in their lives wants themselves someone like, Kimani Ichung'wah defending Ruto, Lucy Kibaki defending President Mwai Kibaki, and if you watch that video later on, he actually attacked the media and told them, ile kitu mnataka kusema mseme hapa. Ni nani ako na ile ya kusema seme hapa? Say it. Or forever remain silent. I mean, they almost did the second vows again. I mean, they almost took the vows again.
Gen Z should know that content creation started a long time ago in Kenya.
Hey, gee. Now,
you know what you've not shown them. Then that night, the night when Lucy Kibaki literally went to
Nation.
MTV, Nation, and slapped a guy, a journalist by the name, was it Clifford somebody?
Yes.
Why?
It was drama. I mean that
we've been there.
If Gen Zs, if you don't know, just go back. That woman was electricity. Alikuwa
But then
steamer.
TikTok
Alikuwa
was not there,
moto.
man.
Pardon?
There was no TikTok then.
And no, there wasn't. If there was, I mean, I'm telling you, that would be crazy. But there was not. Back then, you were the first people to be joining Facebook. You had where. So let me tell you guys.
Unfortunately, Arsenal was sorry.
No,
sorry.
let me speak. Wacha niongee. Jesus, let me tell you. You know, you guys are now here talking about TikTok. Alliwah here joined TikTok when poking was a major thing. You know, when poking was actually a greeting. You know, like when you poke someone, you're like, yeah. You poke them and then you go into inbox and then you tell them, hey guy, I poked you, poke back. You know, like, poke me back. I mean, someone will go to Facebook and then comment and holler at someone, hey, how are you? Umeamkaje? I mean, literally. That was actually social media. Social media, I mean, like, you always check up on each other on social media, like, how are you? Umeamkaje? Umekula lunch? Hapana, nimekula mandazi. Oh, sawa. Kesho nakutana wapi? I mean, dates were planned on social media, on Facebook, on the comment section. You poke back.
Comment section.
Yes. I mean,
you poke back, by the way.
Yeah, you poke back. You know, and before poking back, let me tell you where poking came from. No, long time ago, when you wanted a girl, you used to finya macho. You know. So now,
wink.
You used to wink. Now, because now there was no winking. Now social media came with poke. No poke. So when you're poked by a girl or you're poked by a guy, you poke back and then you go and then you're like, hey, I poked you back, so you poke me back. You're poking, and then you start poking, and then you're, yeah. Then yes, I'll go poking.
You talk about Bali.
Guys, that has been our show today. And I mean, we've actually passed the time. For the very first time, this show has gone 30 minutes past the time, which doesn't happen, man. Hey, 30 minutes past the time. I mean, but of course, when you have Alliwah David HSC, ujama naongea mingi. I mean, what else do you expect? Alliwah, just a parting shot. What you do, and probably just a parting shot to your viewers and our viewers.
Of course, I've been in the art industry for the last now clocking 25 years, and to me, this is a great one. At the end of the day, to do what I'm doing. My prayer is that, of course, as we're talking about politics and which is our life, of course, which is our life. On our side as actors, we mirror the society. We talk about the society. We mirror the society, believing that guys can look at themselves and make right judgment in life. At the end of the day, and shows like this, a great show like this, the Weekly Report, gives us an opportunity, as especially young people, to review, to laugh, and also become better. Most of us are talking about Kina Morara and very many other guys, Kina Caswell, and those kind of people. No matter what people think about them, all these guys are thinking that maybe the next few years they'll be at the helm, leading this country. And so, as we're doing even art is affected at the end of the day. If we have bad governance, we are affected. Talk about royalties and those kind of things. They're not happening because sometimes systems are not working. And so, as we do our thing, at the end of the day, let's make the right decision. Let's uphold peace any day. That's why even as I'm an actor, I'm a musician. I wrote some songs saying, tumeishi tangu 63, unaniambia, tumeishi tangu 63. That means that let's not go fighting. These guys always sit down. The other day, Omunyoro was the other side. Now it's this other side. Guys are coming on his side and those kind of things. So as young people, it's our time. It's our time at the end of the day. Chukua kura, make right decisions. Let's not just talk about who is being removed, but how do we remove and make a better tomorrow at the end of the day. This is a message not only for Kenya, for Africa. And thank you so much, Faraji, for thinking about this kind of great sport to bring some of us to talk our minds, because some people think maybe we don't know about these things. And I thank you so much, and your team, wherever they are, at the back there, are doing their bit. May God bless you, and may the Weekly Report live long. And this is something I would want to watch the mainstream media very soon. God bless you.
All right. I mean, thank you. Thank you, Alliwah. Thank you, Alliwah, so much. And as you said, mainstream here, we come. Yeah, you just, I mean, don't worry. Guys, thank you so much. This has been the Weekly Report episode 4. I mean, thank you so much for joining us since 8 p.m. until right now. We apologize. We've actually gone beyond the time, but then, I mean, the content was super sweet and hot. I mean, talk to us on our social media handles. Talk to me on my social media handles. This is the Weekly Report. Comment, like, share, tuambie unafilaje, tuambie what you can take in. Kama uko na kasori fulani mfano unataka to review, wewe nitupie tu hapo hivyo manzee, mimi nachangamka. And also if you have someone that you'd want to be part of this show, I mean, this is everyone's show. Holler at them, but just to make sure wako na HSC. Ama nimeongea vibaya? Kwani HSC ni kitu kukasirisha mtu? Sasa ye HSC tu. I mean, guys, see you next Monday. This has been the Weekly Report live with me, Faraji Kevin, and thank you so much, Alliwah David, for making time. Over and out.